All right.
Guthrie, sorry about the noisy little dog. I might have to mute myself.
Sure.
I don't wanna wake up and let my dreams die. This moment I'm making mine. Don't tell me I'm wasting time. I'll show you what I'm made of and give my dreams life. I'll put it all on the line, just like I'm young, wild and alive.
Awesome. So that is a beautiful video that we get from our wonderful marketing team at Partner Co. So welcome everybody. My name is Christy Walsh, and good morning. It's bright and early. We're gonna bring up Leanne Meier, and we'll have her talk first and tell her story. And then we'll move a little bit into what are the drops, how we get paid, a few testimonials, and we'll close out. So hopefully it won't take too long out of your morning, but thank you again for joining us. Leanne, if you want to unmute.
I think we're all set here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Perfect. So thanks guys so much for joining us here this morning. I will just quickly share my story, and it's I might get teary. I'm already getting
That's
teary.
okay. Oh, it's okay. We got your back, girl.
Thank you. Anyway, so I'll start back in January of 24. I had to have a complete hysterectomy because I was having some complications, and I actually healed up pretty well from the surgery. But with the hysterectomy came the full onslaught of all of the yucky menopausal symptoms. So my joints were so sore that I could hardly get out of bed some days. My feet and legs were swollen. I packed on 30 to 35 pounds. I couldn't sleep at night. Nothing fit. I was miserable. I had brain fog. I just I just was really looking for something to help me. And I even actually tried Ozempic for a short time, and I did lose a few pounds, but I got really sick on it. Just didn't sit well with my body. And so I've always been an advocate of natural products. And so I was, lo and behold, you kind of manifest things in. And so my friend Carmen, who is actually also in our team, contacted me about Partner Co, about the product that she had been using that had been making great changes for her, and about the business. And I said, absolutely no, not a chance, not having the business, not doing it. Been there, done that, no. But I will try the product. And so I did go ahead and order only 1 month's supply of product, which is now my biggest regret. I should have jumped in with both feet. And so for any of you, watching and thinking, I need to be a product of the product, I understand that feeling and that thought process 100%. And I also would encourage you to trust the process and trust that the history of it, that other people are having such great success with it. And, just go for it if it's something that lights your fire. So anyway, I did get my product. I started, and within 2 weeks, I had no pain in my joints. The swelling was gone. I had started to lose some weight. I was sleeping at night, which was like such a gift. And my sugar cravings were gone. Like, I wasn't reaching for the sugar, the chocolate and the chips, that kind of thing. That sort of went away for me. And so I was just really elated. And so at that point, I decided, you know what? If this product works this good for me, and I was seeing, all the posts, the befores and afters, and hearing all these wonderful testimonies, I was like, if it works this good, I have to share it. I know so many people in my circle alone that need this product. And so I jumped in, and, the rest is history, as they say. A year and a half later, I am living full time in my 40-foot coach that I was able to purchase due to Partner Co. I'm building a wonderful team. I have just so many great people around me.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm 25 pounds 25 plus pounds now, and I haven't actually weighed since May, but everywhere I go, people are like, you look amazing. I literally feel 35 at 55. So that is my story.
Thank you so much for sharing. I mean, that's what we build our business on 100% is just sharing our stories. And that's what makes such a huge difference in people's lives. We don't have to add any fluff to it. So you can see this is my before and after, and I know we get teared up because I think when you feel so terrible and then you feel so good and you're creating a life that you didn't know was possible, it moves you. And I'm so blessed to have you on the team, Leanne. Like, you're just amazing, and I love working with you. So I'll share a little bit about my story. My name is Christy Walsh, and I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism, at a very young age, at 11 years old. And so I've had my whole life of brain fog, insomnia, you're freezing cold, ADHD, anxiety, depression, widespread pain. And as I got older and had my children, I was diagnosed with degenerative disc disease, really bad in my neck, and osteoarthritis. I had a speckled lupus test. Like, I could go on and on. I just felt terrible. And throughout COVID, like a lot of people, I packed on the weight and I just couldn't get it off. So when I took this before picture, or my family took it, I was actually working with my doctor at that time and his in-house dietitian. And I was tracking all the food and liquids, everything that I ingested, and I was having weekly check-ins. And each and every week, I would come in and they'd go, "Oh wow, that's awesome. You're eating so healthy." And then I'd do the weigh-in and the scale would show that I had gained weight. And yet my blood work would come back and they say, "Well, everything's, within normal range. Everything's okay." And I just felt so defeated. And so they too offered me Ozempic. I didn't go on it because, yeah, I like Leanne. I had a girlfriend that was on it and got really, really sick, and I was already super sick. I am a single mom. I have two teenagers on the spectrum, and they need me. Like, I've always had to be creative with my work for myself because I didn't know, if they were going to be at school, running away from school, appointments. Like, they needed me. I couldn't afford to get any sicker. So I just kind of accepted that I was going to be in pain. I was going to just, this was life. And in December of 2023, I redid my will to kind of figure out if I was to pass away, like, where are my children going to go? That's how bad I felt. There were some nights I couldn't even walk up my stairs when I got home from work. I was in so much pain. And then I was scrolling on Facebook at the end of February 2024, and I saw some before and afters, just like mine. And my girlfriend Joni was posting them. She's from Red Deer, but she's living down in Costa Rica. And so I reached out to her and I said, like, what are these drops? We get that all the time. People reaching out to us. And I bought a box of drops as a customer. And then I watched her post some more on Facebook and I thought, okay, she's got some sort of system. She hadn't even started on the drops because they couldn't get them in Costa Rica. So I reached back out and I asked her how much she made off that one sale of me reaching out to her. And she said it was almost $80. And I've done, network marketing before. And to make an $80 commission off one sale, and for that person to come to you and you're not like making your list and tracking down people, like, I was blown away. So I enrolled as a brand partner. And then she said, okay, I'm going to give you an app called The Boards. It's going to come preloaded with before and afters of real people, real results. You're going to have all your follow-up text scripts. You're going to have everything you need to run your business. And I started looking at the posts and I started getting worried because I've always relied on my friends and family to purchase from me to help support an additional stream of income. And I thought, oh my gosh, if I fire up these before and afters, What are people going to think of me? So it took me a few days to wrap my head around it. And then finally I thought, oh my gosh, she's still selling boxes. It's working for her. She's enrolling brand partners, just like it worked for me. So I had to get out of my own head, out of my own way. I scheduled out 2 weeks worth of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. posts, and I just let them run. I thought, okay, let's see. Let's see if this works. And what happened over the next 12 days totally blew my mind. My phone blew up. People were asking for information about the drops from my posts, and I was following up with the scripts, just like she said. And I sold 31 boxes of drops, because I sold that box of drops that I bought for myself as a customer to get started on. And I pocketed over $2,300 in 12 days. And like I've never made that kind of money before in my life that quickly. And so at that point I thought, okay, now I've got to order a box of drops and get started for myself, because people were asking me, have you started? And I would say, no, but these are real people. They're real results. They're backed by 30-a-day money back guarantee, track record of thousands of people worldwide. So when I finally got started on the drops, the first thing I noticed was night 4, I slept through the night without having to get up and change my pajamas, because I too am at that age, perimenopause, menopause. Night sweats were, terrible for me. And then you fast forward down to the end of the first month, and I was down 18 pounds. Now, I was already eating healthy before when my doctor was tracking it, and I didn't lose anything. In fact, gained. I added the drops, kept eating the same way, and I was down 18 pounds. But my biggest win that I was so unexpected was the pain from my degenerative disc disease and osteoarthritis had completely disappeared. Like, I used to take a bottle of Advil, a bottle of Tylenol at least a month, plus my gabapentin and everything else that I was on. And I hadn't even opened this new bottle that I bought at the beginning of March of Advil or Tylenol. So that was my biggest win. And that's when I realized it's much more than just weight loss. There was so many other benefits. So I really started being really consistent with our system of growth, and posting and reaching out and sharing and opening my mouth and talking to people, telling my story. Now, this after picture was taken in September of 2024, down 40 pounds, probably a little bit more, because I know I was much more than 174. But I've maintained that weight loss for over a year now. Not only that, I continued to post, and over 2,000 people have now come into my business through posting, through our network. And I was able to retire from my job last December of 2024. And now I do this full time. I support my team. We jump on Zooms just like this. I help people lose weight, get healthy. And it's for the first time in my life that I feel like I'm living with purpose. I'm living with authenticity, because I just share my story, and we listen to stories like Leanne and everybody else. These drops work. They're changing lives. Not only that, I'm providing financially for my family like I've never provided before. And so it's been a win-win all around. And I got off my antidepressants. I got off my sleeping pills. I still don't take any Tylenol or Advil. It's just been such a blessing. So the name of the company that we are partnered with is partner.co. It's not partner.com. .com is a dating site, so you can go there and find a partner, but you won't find our awesome products or any of us brand partners. So be careful when you're looking. And the reason why we're named partner.co is because our founders, John Wadsworth and Darren Zobrist, they partnered up coming on 3 years ago. You see, John Wadsworth was a brand partner in another company that's been around for over 30 plus years called Tahitian Noni. He built that from scratch, traveled the world. This was his only source of income, and his source of income for thousands of his partners that he had brought in on his team. And throughout COVID and everything, there was restructuring, there was mergers with other companies, and things were going down for that company. And so he reached out to his best friend, fellow pastor in his church in Puerto Rico, and also a billionaire because Darren had made his millions and billions on Wall Street and with a tuna company and everything, and said, "Let's take a look at this. Can we purchase Tahitian Noni and all these other companies that had merged together? Can we save this for our partners?" And we call it the 5 day miracle because within 5 days, they purchased Tahitian Noni. They purchased the company that had the drops, RX. The drops have been around for over 15 years. This isn't a new fly by night type of thing. They've been around the world for 15 years. They purchased another company called Limu Seaweed and Nutrify, and they formed Partner Co. And because we are in over 50 countries worldwide, because these other companies were in these countries, we can do business all around the world through the power of social media. And we do have over 100 products globally to balance your hormones, weight loss, improve your energy. We just launched an incredible collagen, improve your sleep, improve your gut health, athletic performance. We're launching a wonderful skincare line, and we also have some really yummy, healthy energy drinks. Now, because we have been around and the products have been around for decades and decades, they're tested and proven. We have over 215 third-party published clinical studies. Our products go through thousands of annual testing, and we have a handful of our products actually listed in the physician's desk reference down in the United States, including our fantastic drops, our optimal vitamins, Tahitian Noni. Tahitian Noni is also being used in cancer clinics around the world and pediatric cancer clinics down in Australia because of its ability to stop and slow down fast replicating cells. We are also backed by an incredible research and development team, a wellness council, an athletic council. We have Dr. Ray Strand. You might have seen some of his books that he's written. We just brought on Dr. Joshua Plant. He not only looks good, he's actually helping formulate new products that we're launching in the new year. And then down in Central and South America, we have Dr. Penna. So we are backed by tons of incredible research and an incredible corporate team. Now, these drops. This is our flagship product because you cannot scroll through Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or anything like that without seeing before and afters, because these products really just hit the nail on the head for so many such support throughout our bodies. They give you really good thyroid support, give you that hormone support, so it lowers your cortisol levels. And it really levels out your insulin and sugar spikes. You heard Leanne, her sugar cravings completely disappeared. It gives you really good appetite control. It boosts your energy, fires up that metabolism, and it really boosts your mood. I call them my happy drops. I think I'll be a lifer on them because they make me feel so much better than I have ever felt in my life. I feel like every day when I wake up, I'm living instead of dying. Like that is a huge, huge difference in your quality of life. And I'm the mom that I've always wanted to be. So we're not just going to sell you a box of drops or sell our customers a box of drops and say, okay, goodbye. That's where we differ here than buying supplements at a food store or online or something like that. We actually support you with an approved food list. Now, this isn't a diet. This is a lifestyle change because as your sugar cravings go away, it gets easier and easier to choose healthy foods to fuel yourself. This list is just a low glycemic food list. It's low sugars. And in fact, we have to wrap around our head about eating, especially as us women. I think we've dieted ourselves fat, in all honesty, and dieted ourselves unhealthy. Here, we actually have to change our thought around food. We have to eat a minimum of 1,250 calories a day. And I really like that because when my metabolism fired up and my sugar cravings were gone, I could eat as much as I want from this list, as long as it's low glycemic. Fuel yourself. And that's when the scale started to move. We also provide cookbooks, online support groups, and then you also get us as brand partners. We're going to follow your progress. We're going to check in with you if you're, detoxing, because these drops truly do detox you. We're going to support you through that. You increase your water, you might throw in an extra dose of drops, and you just push through, because when you get through that detox, that's when you start to feel better. So we really hold your hand. So people use Slender Eyes for hormonal balance, energy, stress reduction, and anxiety reduction. I'll run through a few quick testimonials because we have thousands of these worldwide. Now, Linda, she was on the drops for only a couple weeks, and this was 8 pounds down, glowing skin, sugars leveled out, better mood. Her mother, 87 years old, and her biggest win is that renewed zest for life. At 87, she's also posting the System of Growth on Facebook and helping people start a business, get healthy. My sister Carrie. Now, some people will look at that food list and go, I'm not going to follow it. I don't suggest that, but some do. Now, my sister Carrie lost 34 pounds on the drops, but it did take her much longer than, say, myself or someone who does follow the list. And she decreased some antidepressants. Now, Patricia, now this is when your cortisol levels decrease. You lose the weight from your midsection. Glenn, men tend to lose weight much quicker than women because they're a lot less hormonally unstable. Oh, sorry about that. They're a little bit easier to, get back on track. He's in a wheelchair and always struggled with pain and sleep and weight gain. And 1 month on the drops, 30 pounds down, sleeping better. Look at Carol, 46 pounds, but that's that inflammation is gone, right? She has pounds to lose still, but on a great track. Now, Deborah and her husband started on the drops. Deborah also said, not going to do the business. I just want to get feeling better. Major migraines, weight gain, not sleeping well. And so I met with her. She bought a box of drops. I loaded her up with some extras too. And 4 days later, she got back to me and she said, I need to share these. I need everybody I know to get on these drops. She's also a nurse for over 37 years, I think she said. And once she started posting, she's building an incredible team. And in fact, that's where Leanne had come in and Dawn and everybody. I just did a meeting with Brenda. She's local to Lethbridge, over 100 pounds lost in 6 months following our program. Kevin, 15 pounds down, but look at his midsection. That's that decrease in cortisol. Claudia, now look at, this time frame is very, very quick. And that's that loss of inflammation, weight loss, and she cleared up her GI. Now, these drops and our products work for anyone of any age. Beth is seriously aging backwards. She didn't get on the drops for weight loss. She did lose 42 pounds, but it was her emphysema. She couldn't go up and down stairs without having to take a break. And now I just talked to her on Monday, and she says she goes up and down stairs numerous times. Oh, there's Leanne's slide again. Tony, she got on the drops for the pain relief. No more back pain. Her sugar cravings are gone. She used to eat tons of chocolate bars and she doesn't do that anymore. Migraine's gone. Brenda down 84 pounds, feeling lighter and more energized. Bob and Lynn. Now, Bob always jokes that he looks 10 months pregnant there, but now he's down 25 pounds, blood pressure normalized. They just look like a brand new renewed couple. Kim didn't have weight to lose. Again, she got on them for the pain relief. 4 weeks on the drops and she was feeling so much better. Christy, no more brain fog, happier. Now, Chris, I've known him since he was a little tyke. He lost 50 pounds in 2.5 months on the drops, went off the drops, and maintained his lifestyle. His sugar cravings are still gone, and this has been over a year. He's maintained that. Twyla, look at her lumps and bumps just quickly disappeared. This was only a few weeks on the drops. Randy, he's, I think, one of our biggest losers, 170 pounds down on the drops in 6 months. So you can be a customer and buy at retail. or you can enroll as a brand partner, just like Leanne and Dawn and I, for a one-time fee of $37.95. There's no website fees. That's it. For less than $40, you get everything you need to build an incredible business. You also not only get all of our websites, you get to buy at wholesale, you get to participate in the #1 comp plan. You guys, our comp plan is so lucrative. We have a patent on it. It's a duplicatable system. It's viral on social media. We got real people with rapid results. Your team organically builds. It's a high reorder rate. Like I said, I'm going to be a dropper for life, and duplicates very easily. So once you get enrolled, the first thing that we want you to do is get to top pay. And that's what we call ultimate. And that is purchasing or selling 1,500 points. And once you get to top pay, you are locked in for life. It's a one-time deal. You don't actually have to put any more orders through your own office, except for maybe your box of drops and one other product every month. So when you get an order after your ultimate, you place it in your brand partners' offices, and then you get that 30% new volume bonus. So that 1,500 is selling that 30 boxes of drops like I did in 12 days. I've had people do it in 11, people do it in 5, people do it in about 3 or 4 weeks. And how you do that is by installing an app called The Boards, and it comes preloaded with your 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Posts. You can just see we start there. Day 1, there's the picture, there's the text, and then it comes with all of your text scripts. So if somebody asks, what are the drops? You send them the script and the video. If they say, can I take this with this medication? You send them the script. If they say, they're too expensive, we have a script for that. We have everything thought out for you. This system works if you just follow the system. And we have videos, PDFs, training. We have the approved food list, all at the fingertips on your phone. You can do business anywhere. It's so easy that when I'm driving and someone needs information, I just ask my kids, I throw them my phone and they just follow up using the scripts. So we get paid 9 different ways every single Friday on the previous Friday's work. We get retail profits, new volume bonus, base commission, savings bonus, income position bonus, payline bonus, matching bonus, business rewards, and loyalty shopping. We get paid so many different ways that I cannot go through them all because we'd be here till next payday. So retail profits, that's where you buy in bulk. You can get locked in at Ultimate day 1 and get a 30 pack if you like. And then you resell those boxes when people are asking you for information. In Canada, when you fire up your business, you have to get at least to the 200 PV level to get income activated. And that costs about $500 for 4 boxes. We resell them. Full price is $236. We give them a discount, $200 plus shipping and tax. So people can e-transfer you, $221. It covers everything. So when you sell 3 of those boxes to friends, family, coworkers, or even strangers that reach out to you, yours is free and you've already made $100. So I mean, you just keep doing that over and over. Same thing in the US. We resell for $176 or $167. Sell 3, yours is free, money in your pocket. If it is feasible, I always suggest to get locked in at that Ultimate and Gold with the 30 pack because it not only drops your price per box down, it locks you in for life. And then you just resell them. You pop them in the mail or you deliver them. You can also use smart links as well. So then you start building a global sales team. And that's just people like brand partners who want to enroll for a discount and start posting. It happens very, very quickly. I've only been in the business since, March of 2024, and I have 2,000 people on my team. So once you're locked in at that Ultimate and say, I enroll Leanne, and she comes in with her 30 pack. I get 30% new volume bonus. So I get 450 US. We get paid in Canadian, so it correlates to almost 600 Canadian. And you can see if you're just at that activated level with a 4 pack, you would only get 15% new volume bonus. If you're at 500 with a 10 pack, 1,000 with a 20 pack, you can see the benefits are getting locked in, and that's a one-time deal. It not only locks you in for life for new volume bonus, so even if you enroll someone 10 years from now, you get that 30%. It opens up 5 lines of business, And it also opens up gold, which means that we get matching pay. So this is where our comp plan differs from the other companies. Most other companies in the network marketing industry, you build two legs. It's a binary system. The company keeps your power leg or your biggest volume leg, and then you get paid 5 to 10% max, literally, on one other leg, your volume. So at Partner Co, we can build to unlimited width and unlimited depth, and you get paid on all of your pay lines 15%. And once you max out at 13,334, that correlates to a 2,000 US a week. So if you optimize, let's see, 4 legs, that's $2,000, $2,000, $2,000, $2,000. Now it's going to take you a few years to get there. I've been doing this 2 years. I have 3 legs. 2 of my legs optimize on a regular basis, and my third leg's just about. So you can see how that can build up very, very quickly. And then that matching bonus, you get that on all of your legs and that power leg. So you want your people that are doing well to make money. And this is also where we differ, because say Leanne's on my power leg. I want her to book me in for Zooms. I want her to be selling drops. I want her to be successful, feeling good, helping her team, because she would be on my first generation. So if she made $1,000 in 1 week, I get $150. If she made $10,000 in 1 week, you guys, that's $1,500. Now, Leanne enrolled Dawn. Dawn would be on my second generation. If she made $1,000 in 1 week, I'd make $100. So you can see how that just adds up and how it really brings us all together. There are no breakaways. So you want your people to do even better than you. And that's also when we start putting our orders in their back offices. Remember, if you're locked in at Ultimate and you get someone needs some drops and you need another 10 pack, I would go put that in Leanne's office, give her 500 PV to help her get to Ultimate, get paid my 30% new volume bonus, which decreases my per box, and it helps her get locked in. So this is totally different to wrap your head around, but this is why we get paid so much money. I'll touch base on one other way that we get paid, because it is very, very lucrative. And if we only had this in our comp plan, it would be worth it. So our savings account, this is in lieu of a car program. You know, right now there's another company out there that has a green Jeep program. There's Lexus programs, pink Cadillacs, that sort of thing. And those are rewarded when you reach certain levels. But what happens in those other companies? Yes, you might qualify for that fancy dancy lease on that car 1 month or 2 months or 6 months. But what happens if your business slows down a little bit? You are stuck with that lease. That's a debt program on that fancy car. So here, PartnerCo really wants to help our partners benefit, get out of debt, create a lifestyle that they deserve. So each and every week when your base commissions are over $250, PartnerCo bonuses you 15% into a savings account. That correlates to only about 1,667 PV. And they'll bonus you 15%. And once that savings account reaches 10,000 USD, they give you a giant check. And so that's about like 14,000 Canadian, but it doesn't stop there. It continues. It just unlocks your savings account. So each and every week after you get that $10,000 check, you can earn up to an additional $500 USD. That's a mortgage payoff program, because that's $24,000 US a year that you can possibly get just in savings. And I know each and every week, I probably get very close to that $500. So just in that, it's an incredible comp plan. We also have our trips that you can win, the incentive trips. This is me on the one in Punta Cana just this past April. Now, you guys remember, I was only in the business about 10 months before I qualified for this. I used to think that companies, it was the elite of the elite, you know, always the top people that got to go on these trips. But no, you can see there's me and there's Deborah, there's Mary, there's Claudia. And in fact, there's probably 50 people on my team that is already qualified to go to Maui in the spring. And so they make it very, very attainable. It's all expenses paid. And so getting in now, you can still qualify because the qualification date ends at the end of February. And what it does is it compares your pay line volume to the first 6 months of 2025. And of course, if you're not in yet, it's comparing it to 0. So for every volume point that goes through, you get rewarded with lifestyle credits. We've launched a couple new products this past September. That's our collagen and our electrolyte. We have products to increase your HGH. We have products to decrease inflammation, decrease anxiety. And that's basically our entire business in a box. Of course, we still get paid over, 7 other different ways, but that's it. We share our testimonials, our products work, our system of growth of posting at 9 and 3 works, and then we support our teams. So I'll stop recording and